I want to tell you a story in this video, and hopefully you can pick up some cues and tips on how to hunt black bear. I find it interesting because I've been trying to hunt black bear for a couple of years now. I've been in multiple areas in Quebec. I've been following some friends' advice, do this, try that, this, you have to do this, you have to do that. And nothing seems that what I was doing was working. You know, for a good four years, I was always coming back empty-handed. Being mature is also knowing when to ask for help, and I did just that. And I was like, okay, so who can I ask to actually help me succeed for real this time? And it was clear, an outfitter. An outfitter has everything to gain from you succeeding. So I went to the outfitter called Claude Gravelle here in Quebec in the Outaouais region. Beautiful, beautiful place. Rolling hills, lakes, marsh, beaver, lots of life. Very cool area to be in Quebec. It was actually my first time being on that part of the province. And on site, I met Daniel, who was helping me setting up the hunt. So as soon as I arrived, he showed me around, he showed me the territory I will be hunting, he showed me the bear setup, the tree stand, and from the get-go, you know, like everything he was telling me, I was already making the delta between what's the new information that I was getting from him and what I always knew, well, what I always thought I knew about bear hunt. And the first thing I remember when we arrived to the bait, the tree stand, in my mind, I was very skeptical because it was contradicting everything I knew, and I thought I knew about bear hunt. But my mind was open. I kept my skepticism to myself because I still had high confidence that what he was telling me was money, you know, was gold. So, like a good student, I listened to him. This video is about sharing what I learned and what from now on I'm gonna start doing because I know this works. But the important thing here is after harvesting one, having confidence on the actual base that you're, you know, the base that you're stepping on. You have confidence in that system, in that setup. I'll take it, make it my own, and trying to see how far or, you know, what I can do with that, knowing in full confidence that this baseline works. All right, so the first thing I learned, and actually it has nothing to do with this outfitter, but it was first being in a place where there's bear, I realized that I could stalk a bear, you know, to spot a bear, get close to it, enough to take a shot. It's not a bear I wanted to harvest, but I always thought that, you know, can I be stealthy and, you know, enough to get close to a bear in a hunting scenario. And yes, you know, this check done, so that's good. Anyway, that was just a small anecdote. The first thing I learned about the bear hunt is about the bait setup. Lots of folks, I think, overcomplicate it by a lot. They will, you know, carry, and we did that. We were carry like hundreds of pounds of cookie and food and, you know, like jam to fill the drums. And yes, it works, you know, sometimes. But for me, first, I didn't harvest using the heavy bait. And what Daniel is using is just popcorn. And I love the idea because if you think about it, popcorn is really light, high volume, really light. You can add some, you know, caramel to add some sugary smell to and I get to the tree stand, to the bait with a bushel of popcorn. I dump it into the big drum, and then I go up in my tree stand. And that's it. That's the only thing I will put in the drum. If I see nothing on that round, I just leave the popcorn there. The bear will come at night. They will eat it. They will get accustomed to the area. And the next day when I come back, I will bring another bushel of popcorn. So popcorn is fairly cheap. You can even make it at camp, you know, on the day of the actual hunt. It's not something that you need to prepare month in advance or gather month in advance. You can get your corn in bulk, right? So that's the first thing. That simplifies a lot my future bait setup. The second thing I learned is about odour control. Daniel really simplified that for me, and I was actually already in, you know, attuned, I would say, with that thinking. And I don't believe at all, but at all, in marketing product that tout to camouflage your body odor. I don't believe that 1 second. I have made a video already on it, especially for deer hunting. I'm gonna link that up. You can watch that, but I do not believe. What I believe in is distracting the animals from the smell that you're giving off in the woods, okay? And for deer, I love to use spruce oil on me. For the bear, they're coming to the bait because they're hungry. And when we were doing the bear bait routine, Daniel handed me one of the spray bottle, and in the spray bottle, the scent that was in was just like, I think it was Oreo cookie. Smells fantastic, smells delicious. I just wanted to open that that bottle and drink it. But the idea here is you spray the trees around the bait and going toward the stand, the tree stand where you're in, or the blind, that when your odor, you know, will mix with the wind and everything, that everything gets camouflaged, right? And that's with the Oreo cookie smells and the actually popcorn on the ground. Like, so you want to distract the animal from your scent by adding a new scent, not by trying to be odorless, because I don't believe in it's possible to be odorless to an animal. All right. The third thing I learned is how far should you be to the bait? Like, should you be like 100 yards, 50 yards? And the thing with the Claude Gravelle outfitter, he has a lot of bow hunters, and bow hunters needs to be really close. So when we came to the bait, I was actually quite surprised at how far the tree stand was to the bait. It was like 15 yards, sometimes 10 or 15 yards. It was like ridiculously close. And, you know, you're not that high also. And it's like, you know, any bear at the bait would absolutely see me up there. But it's like, apparently, if you don't move, they won't see you. And this is exactly what happened. You know, I was so afraid that they would actually see me that I would be putting like some sheets around the tree stand, you know, to stay covered, using the leaf to kind of camouflage myself a little. Yes, I did dress in camouflage pattern, camo pattern. I think it was woodland, if I remember correctly. But, you know, I was up there in the open, and I didn't know which direction the bear would be coming from, right? So it could be from any place, and I couldn't camouflage myself 360. And the bear I had multiple sightings, but the bear I killed came from the left behind. And I remember I was chatting with my wife, so I was trying not to, you know, to make any huge movement. And then from the corner of the eyes, I saw it. I saw that black thing. It was like maybe 4 meters, not even 4, like, yeah, about 4 meters away from me. Down, and I looked, and he was looking at me. He was looking up, so he knew I was there. And I looked at him. I tried to stop any movement, to the point where, maybe it sounds stupid, let me know in the comment what you think, but I was like, okay, I don't want him to make up my face. I start closing one eye very, 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 very slowly, and then I squint the second eye also very, very, very slowly, and then, you know, I stayed like this. I know I'm twitching a little, but I was super still back there. And the stare down was like, I think the longest stare down I ever had in my life. I think it was like a 15-20 second. It was like, you know, looking straight up at my face. And then I did this, and then squint, and then after 20 seconds, it just continued, and he went straight into the bait. At the moment where he went into the bait, like, he was just like eating, leaving, coming back. He was very uneasy. So I think he knew there was something around, and not enough for him to be completely spooked, but he was on his guard. So he put his head in the drum, grab a bite, take off, come back, and I had my rifle. Like, at the beginning, I wasn't sure if I would be harvesting or not. Then when I decided, this is where I picked the rifle, and I was trying for the right angle, you know, to take the shot. And to me, it seems like it took forever. I look at the footage; it was like 15 minutes total of footage, but it felt like forever. And coming, turning around, not giving me a good shot, leaving, coming back. I was like, okay, I should try to get him when he's coming out of the drum. I had like a 2-second window to actually make the shot, and that's where I let it ring. So I highly recommend the Claude Gravelle outfitters. They're super cool people to chat with. A lot. I learned so much chatting with Daniel. A lot of folks from the US actually comes for black bear hunting, and I will leave all the details. You can contact if you're from the US. I think he has a representative in the US. You can call, and they will organize the trip for you and help you with all the paperwork and everything that you need to know to be able to come up here and hunt. And definitely, I will certainly go back. I think there's a lot more that I can learn from him, so I'll definitely go back and do some more bear hunt and try to learn more from them. All right, folks, I hope this was interesting. If you learned something, let me know. What's your favorite tactics? Also, let me know. I know bear hunt is not for everyone. Bait hunting over a bait. Also, some people may have some problem with this. I don't. I'm filling up my freezer, and whatever tactics works. Because in the end, I'm not eating a stick of pride. I'm eating the best meat that I can take on this planet. So it's not about my personal ego. I'm not trying to prove something when I'm hunting, and I just want to fill up my freezer.